Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to Cooking with Leans. We're making chicken karhai today. They say that you should always go back to your roots, and I don't know if many of you guys actually know, I'm from Pakistan, but I'm actually from northern Pakistan, a small city called Peshawar. And there's many different ways of making chicken karhai. So we're gonna make Peshawari chicken karhai, which is a little bit drier, but it's something that is super quick, super easy, and honestly, the best part of it is it has the least amount of ingredients that you need to use in it. So we're gonna get started with that. And if you want to know how to cook it, so why don't you join me today and we will cook this together. Okay, so here you have it. Here are all our ingredients that we will be using today. First and foremost, for chicken karhai, you of course need chicken. I'm using chicken breast today, which are cut into cubes. Then over here we have our tomatoes. They are 2 medium tomatoes, just sliced and diced up really quickly. They just need to be rough. You don't need to actually measure them at all. Then over here we have a couple of chilies, and what we did is we actually just sliced these right through the middle. You can see. We have some sliced ginger. We don't use garlic in this at all. And over here we have a teaspoon and a half of salt. I use Himalayan salt, but you're more than welcome to use any that you like. Okay, so here you go. We have a nice karhai or a wok, and then we're just gonna turn the heat on to a medium today. I use about a 1/4 cup of oil. I use vegetable oil. So we're just gonna let that heat up. The first thing that we're going to put in here, we're just going to use about 3 to 4 of these chilies. Just going to let that, and a little bit of the ginger. Now we're not going to use all of it, we're just going to use a couple of these gingers. Now this is a secret tip that my mother has always told me about. What we do with this is once it starts to heat up, so what happens is once it starts to heat up and then the ginger and the chili start cooking a little bit, my favorite part about this is the fragrance of the chili and the ginger together. What that will do is it will actually just elevate your food and your chicken. It will actually enhance the flavoring inside the chicken already and give it a little bit more of a chili and a ginger spice to it. I'm just going to mix that around. I don't know if you can hear the little crackling of the chili and the ginger and the little frying part. That's exactly what we need. If you smell that, as soon as you can smell the fragrance of both the chili and the ginger, what we're going to do is we're just going to add the chicken to it. That stirred up a little bit. We're just going to bring all our spice here now. After a little bit of this frying, what we're going to do is we're just going to add all the salt in here now. Now what we're going to do is, what happens with chicken all the time, especially once it comes from the freezer out and it's been defrosted, is it actually lets go of a little bit of water. So we're just going to cook this until the water completely dries out, and then we'll come back and check up on it then. Okay, so what we're going to do is just dry out the water over here, and with that what we're going to do is we're just going to brown the chicken as well. Now, I like this chicken curry because it's one of those street style Peshawari chicken curries over there, which is easy, simple recipes. There are different types. You have some types that actually you do add a little bit of black pepper in it. Some are a little bit more saucy. So it all depends on the different styles that you guys are used to at home, as well as what you guys are craving that day. I like something simple today, so I'm just going to be doing the one with just the salt and the chilies. It tastes great, it tastes the same, and it's delicious. Okay, so what you can see is all the water has dried out, and all we're going to do is just brown the chickens on the sides of them. And then with that, we're just going to add the tomatoes next then. Okay, so they're nicely browned right now, and turn that on a little bit. You see that they're actually a nice little golden brown tone. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna add all the tomatoes in here. Now again, these are just roughly cut, so there's no correct way of cutting it. We're just gonna add that in. Now, depending on how spicy you like your food, the next step is actually optional. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add the remaining 3 or 4 sliced chilies in here as well. Turn the heat to a low heat. And now what you're going to do is you're going to wait for the tomatoes to get a little bit softened, and then it's going to dry up. Let the water dry up from the tomatoes as well then. Okay, we'll see you back in a little bit. Let's get the tomatoes soft. You always want to make sure that you keep coming back to check up on it, just so it doesn't burn and stick to the bottom. And just keep stirring it around occasionally, making sure that all the flavor goes in all the spices and all the chicken. Okay, so the water and everything has pretty much dried out. We're just going to cook it for a little bit longer to get it a little more dried out. But as you can see, the oil has started to separate from everything. And that's exactly what we're looking for the oil to kind of just separate and come out. But Namak Mandi chicken curry is always a little bit different, and it's a lot drier. So we're just going to cook it for a little bit longer, and then we're done. Okay, so it's dried up quite a bit now. And what we're gonna do is our final and last step, which if you're Pakistani, you know that no dish is ever complete without any dhania or coriander. So I have some chopped coriander over here, and we're just gonna add that to this. Mix that up. And with that, we're gonna add some more sliced ginger. And that's our final step. Now, if you want to do the traditional way and you don't want to serve it and you want to just go straight ahead and eat it, a lot of the times you just eat out of the pan, which is the way that we do it back home. But of course, over here, everyone likes plating stuff up. So I'm just going to plate this up in a bit and I'll show it to you at the end. Okay, enjoy, guys. Okay, so here you have it. Peshawari style namak mandi chicken karhai, garnished with a little bit of chili on top and a little bit more of the crushed and chopped dhania.